Hi, welcome to Power Motion YouTube channel. Today this video we're going to talk about Tern Vektron S10 Generation 2. So to kind of give you a little bit backstory, Tern have been making Vektron bikes since 2017. So today, this video, we're going to specifically talk about the Vektron S10 Generation 2. So this is the Generation 2. Let's go for the ride. So this is what I have, the Generation 2. It just came out in 2019. So let me give you a little bit backstory. Tern have been making Vektron since 2017. When they first came out, it won a lot of war. It just basically blew everything out of the water. They're not the first one that make electric folding bike, but they're the first one that makes a really good electric folding bike. So since then, they have actually came out a few more versions. So this is the S10 Generation 2. So there was quite a bit of improvement that just came out. So I'm going to tell you a little bit more about it. What they have done is basically moving the battery farther to the back. So as a result, you got a bigger wheel rack. So you can provide better support for either children or a passenger or cargo and so forth. With the Bosch Active Line Plus, provide you a little bit more better torque, so you can actually carry a little bit more weight and be able to go uphill a lot more better. So this is a very, very versatile electric folding bike. Not only it fold, not only it able to carry passenger, but it just basically allowing you to do a lot of different things, whether you want to carry stuff or carry passenger, as well as be able to fold this bike and put it in your back of your truck or your car or hatchback, whatever that you have here. So in this segment of this video, I'm going to talk about the spec of the Vektron S10, but also provide you some comparison how it compared to the previous Generation 1 and to the Generation 2. And then behind me, you can see that I have the Tern GST cargo bike, and I'm gonna talk about some of the design, how they take some of the design from the GST and put it in the S10 right here. And also I have the Vektron P9 behind me. So we're going to do a little bit comparison, how I compare what the changes was made onto the S10 Generation 2. Okay, let's get into the spec of this bike here. So let's just start from the top of the handlebar here. So right off the bat, you have a very nice ergon handle grip and has a very nice palm resting. So I really like this handle grip here. On the brake, you have the Magura hydraulic brake. Again, these are really high quality mountain bike hydraulic brakes, so it provide you really good stopping power. And then on the shifter, you have the Shimano DR shifter. It's a 1x10, really, really crispy. And then you also have the famous Android 2 stem, so it's fully adjustable. Okay, on the left hand side, you have the Bosch Pirion control panel that provide you information about your electronic part, odometer, and speedometer, and so forth. Okay, let's get in the front wheel here. You have a Chauvet Big Apple performance line here, so it's a puncture resistant tire. What I like about this particular tire, it's a wider tire, so provide you comfort, but also have a smooth track, so you have a less rolling resistance. So it's almost like the best of the both worlds. And then on your rotor, you have a 160mm rotary, and then also you have a Magura hydraulic brake. Okay, on the drivetrain or the mid-drive motor, basically it's a Bosch Active Line Plus. So compared to the last year model, the Generation 1, they only use the Active Line. So on this particular one is actually 15 Newton meter, where the last year model is only have 14 Newton meter. So going on the seat post, this is basically a telescoping seat post. So basically allow you to adjust pretty high. So basically you have two quick release, one here and one here. So you can actually adjust it to a very tall person. So on the drivetrain, you have the Shimano DR, which is a 10-speed. I really, really like this particular gear setup. It's so crispy. Every time I change a gear, I always know exactly where I am. I never have a slipping gear. Runs extremely, extremely smooth on this particular gear shifter here. And then it's just kind of nice touch having chain guard, so then you don't get your pants dirty and so forth. All right, so let's do a little bit of a comparison what some of the design that transfer from some of the other model into the S10. So next, what I like to do is provide you a little bit of comparison. This is a generation 2, so I want to compare the generation 1 of the S10 as well as the Vektron P9, how some of the design had improved on the generation 2. So right off the bat, if you concentrate on the battery, how they place the battery, you can see on the S10 generation 1 or the Vektron P9, what they have done is they just basically place the battery right behind the seat post. It's not bad, it's a great design. It kind of keeps the weight in the center. The second generation S10, what they have done is basically inclining the battery from behind a seat post. They incline about 30 degrees. So what the really interesting thing here is, between the wheel well and your seat post, it's a completely dead space. You're not going to utilize that space anyway. So what they have done is they provide a very nice flat surface all the way from the seat post to the back of the rack. In addition, now you're actually increasing your capacity of your wheel rack. But if you kind of take a closer look at how this rack is being built, it's basically built almost like a truck, so then you can handle a much more heavy weight, whether you want to carry a children or whether you want to carry some load in here. All right, so next what I like to do is just kind of highlight it and how some of the design being transferred from the GST to the S10. So what I have here is the GST S00, and as you can see, the rack design is very much similar to the new generation of the S10 Vektron here. So they're basically taking some of the design and apply exactly the same way onto this particular design here. You have an inclined battery, you have a very great surface. But okay, next what I like to do is show you children carrier. This is a truly yacht maxi seat. Obviously this seat will able to fit into the GST bike right here. But the interesting thing is, because the rack design is almost exactly like the GST, so you can use this yacht maxi seat and fit it onto the S10 generation 2 in here. Basically it's a toolless. If you look at the back here, you have this style adjustment. So what it does is pull it together, so it mounts it onto the rack really tight. So I'm gonna try to mount this children carrier in here, and then you tie it with the dial right here. So as you turn it, it's gonna pull it together, and then you can mount it onto the S10 generation 2 here. So once again, what I like to highlight that is, now with the longer rack and more heavy capacity, you can actually carry pretty much a lot of heavy weight in here. You can actually carry a children or as well as an adult as well too. So again, like kind of looking at transportation and urban riding, with this kind of accessory, you can carry a lot more stuff, so you can get to point A and point B, be able to carry more stuff that you needed to do. So it's a great way of transporting passenger as well as cargo anywhere, just with a compact electric folding bike in here. All right, next I'm gonna show you how to fold this bike here. So first thing is just drop the seat post down to the lowest point as possible. Remove the kickstand. I'm just gonna open up the safety pin, open the latch, move this bike back here, and then just drop the front handle post down here, and then you have the plastic strap, and then just tie it together. Now, what I would suggest you to do is, if you're gonna take this bike and move it up on a back of the truck or a hatchback or stuff like that, you may want to remove the battery, because this bike is actually around 50 pounds, so it is kind of heavy to lift it up and so forth. If you removing the battery, you at least kind of shave about 6 pounds of the weight. So it's still around 45 pounds, 43 pounds and so forth. So it is a heavy bike to lift and so forth. So I just want to warn you to be a little bit more careful if you're going to have to lift this bike. And to unfold it is quite simple. Basically, remove the plastic strap, raise the handle post, lock out the handle post, push the front handle post forward, lock your hinge, put your kickstand down, and raise your seat post. Now you're ready to go to ride. All right, by the way, this is Eau Claire West. On my left-hand side, you can actually see people doing river surfing, and people have the dog running around, and also people are actually filming their music video. Really interesting. This area just been completely redeveloped, and now they're putting the bike path. It's a beautiful space to showcase this bike. So thank you for watching, and I hope you get a lot of information. So to summarize, what we have here is a Vektron S10 Generation 2. So they're taking some of the development from other bike like a GST and so forth to improve on the wheel rack. So we provide very large platform for you to carry either cargo or passenger. So it's just a great way of transporting whatever that you need to transport, whether it's passenger or cargo, with this bike. But with the capability of folding, you can put this bike in a hatchback or a small car, and you're able to take this bike going anywhere without a bike rack. But anyway, so if you need more information, be sure to come by to our Power Motion store here at Eau Claire Market. Thank you for watching, and happy riding.